Johnson the third, and I am super excited to share this morning meditation. Every week, we try to share these messages of inspiration and encouragement, or we hope that they will inspire and encourage you as you're journeying through life. We don't know what things we will encounter during the course of the week, or the course of the day, or the course of our lives. But we do know that every deposit, everything that is helpful and enriching and life giving, helps us along the way. And so I'm so glad to be able to share this morning meditation with you. Today's morning meditation is entitled, Why Not Try? Why Not Try? As often as I have discovered in my own life and in the lives of others, friends, those I observe, those I care for, those I support, even in my work life as a chaplain in the hospital or as a minister in the parish, what I've discovered is that as much as life has brought our way, all of us have our own share of issues. All sorts of issues. Some have family issues, some have health issues, some have financial issues, some have moments in which they have dealt with trauma in the course of their lives that have left them devastated or at least depressed, or even in the moment in which they just don't want to even try anymore. Some people have been disappointed, and they've found that along the way, as much as they have tried their best, they've only left even further or more disappointed than when they started. So it's understandable for those of us who've gone through life and have dealt with issues and challenges and problems along the way that sometimes the best that you can do, you can't seem to get over the hump. And when offers of a solution come, when people come with their advices about what should happen and what you should do, it's often met with a certain degree of cynicism because we've tried it before. But I want to share this story. It's a biblical story because it reminds me of what we experience. It's a story somewhere found in Second Kings where a gentleman by the name of Naaman has an issue that some have called leprosy, a skin issue, something that has happened to him that's affecting him physically, but has also been the catalyst for pushing him to exceed expectations and to excel. Naaman is the leader of the Aramean army and one of the leaders there. And he finds that he finds comfort in being victorious on the battlefield, but at home, only those at home know for sure that he's living with this ailment, this problem, this disease called leprosy. But a little girl who's living in his home, who they have taken captive and brought in to serve them in their home, comes up with an idea that he should at least seek the God of her own home country and to be able to try to find out whether there's a cure in mind. Well, he's inspired by the little girl and his wife, who encourages him to do so. And when he does that, he heads to the king of Aram, I will say it that way, and the king endorses him to go and try to seek this help. Now, I won't get too much in the full story, but here's what it boils down to. He is called on to go and see a leader, a prophet of God, who he thinks should come out and kind of do some kind of superstitious, hand waving, supernatural activity when he shows up to heal his body. All the prophet says to him is to go down to the river and wash 7 times. It's not a particularly special river. And he feels insulted that all of the show and the pomp and circumstance that he brings with his life does not get met with the same kind of energy from those who are claiming that they may be able to heal him. He's frustrated and he's angry. And he decides he's not going to do what they suggested he should do because they did not honor who he is and who he was. And it didn't happen or come about the way he thought about it in his mind. The story reminds me of my own self and many others that when the solution to our problem comes, we may not like the package that it comes in or the expectation of what we should do. And so we reject it wholeheartedly altogether and say that I am not willing to expose myself one more time to disappointment and to that kind of feeling of apathy if this thing doesn't work out. In the story, he refuses, but a good friend says to him, or one who works with him, who one of the soldiers says to him, you would have done anything. If they'd have asked you to do something very difficult, you would have done that. Why not try to do this simple thing and get healed? And when I was sharing this with friends this weekend and in a message not long ago, it reminded me that we don't try the simple things. It is hard to try to get past the idea of our disappointment. But what would it be like to get past the part of a broken heart and try again? Or the disappointment of being uh, 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 left out by friends and loved ones, or uh, being in the place where your heart has been wounded by a loved one, or disappointed that you didn't get the job, or hearing that the doctors want you to try one more thing, or going through all the things that life brings your way. Why not try it if it's not going to be difficult? Why not try it the easy route than trying to look for something hard and difficult? One of my good friends preached a sermon, Try Easy, and he reminded us and reminded me that in the midst of things, when it's there, why don't you try it? Why not try to forgive? Why not try to love again? Why not try to be a friend? Why not try to reach out to that family member you've been estranged from? It won't hurt you other than your heart or your ego to try it one more time. And you never know, that might be the moment in which everything turns around. Why not try to apply for that graduate degree? Why not try to look out for that career goal, even though you've been held in this place? Why not try to look out for that job and put yourself in the pool to try again? In other words, it's important not to give up on yourself, not to give up on others, and certainly not to give up on God in moments in your life when you really need to change, because the issues won't go away. The problem won't disappear just because you won't try. And so trying is important. I don't know who I'm speaking to today, but I want to encourage you to give it a try. It's okay if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But trying never hurt anybody. And in fact, when you try, I am of the opinion that the one who created us, God, then sees our efforts to try and starts to bring the solutions into effect. In other words, take the step. And if the step doesn't work out the way you want, it's okay, but at least you try. An old song used to say, you never fail when you try, but you always fail when you don't try. And so that if you try, you might discover things might work out the way they are. I want to leave that with you this week because I want to encourage you that there's hope at the other side of that. That when you get ready to step out and do something different, you'll discover something better. About a month or so ago, I shared with you that I've been excited about the Indiana Jones new movie. I love Indiana Jones. I grew up with it. And so that all of them, from the Raiders of the Lost Ark to the Temple of Doom, and you go on forward, the Crystal Skull, all of that. Yes, I am a fan. And what I've discovered is in one of them, the one with the Holy Grail, there is a moment when Indiana has to make a choice. His father is in need of the healing powers of the Grail, and Indiana has to try to cross a gulf in order to get to it. But he doesn't know how because there is looks like a big vast gulf between one side of where he was going and the other. And he doesn't see a bridge. He doesn't see a support. He doesn't see anything that's going to get him from one side to the other. But he hears his father's words saying, Indiana, you got to try it. And so he takes his own courage and you got to have faith. And he steps out into the vast nothingness only to discover that the road or the way across, the stones come up to meet his feet as he takes each step. In other words, if he never tried, he would never know that the road to where he needed to go or the bridge to get him to where he needed to go would come up to meet his faith as he took each step. So I want to encourage you in whatever you're doing, whether you are a doctor or whether you are a nurse or whether you are a pastor or whether you're a mom or a dad or trying to raise your kids, or maybe you're trying to think about whether you should apply for school or apply for the next job, or just simply reach out to a person that you want to try to have a relationship with. Why not try it? Because when you do, all the things in the universe start to rise up to meet your effort to try. If you want it, things start to happen to bring you to that place. Paulo Coelho says that whatever we really want, the universe conspires to bring it to pass, but you got to want it enough to step out on faith. If you think that you want to do something, but you never try it, that thing in which you've never tried will never come to fruition because you never lent yourself to it. You never put skin in the game, and you never put your heart into what it is that you desire. So I'll encourage you, try it. If it's a business, try it. If it's a relationship, try it. If it's simply asking for forgiveness or forgiving a loved one, try it. Because what you'll discover is that your life will be better because you did. And I'm convinced that when we try, God orchestrates things to help us along the way. I want you to be encouraged. I want you to know that you're loved, you're appreciated, and you're irreplaceable. And these messages are for you. I hope you carry them, share them with others, and give us feedback about how they're impacting your life. That's our desire. So send us a message, send us an email, william.johnson@bjc.org. I'd like to hear from you. Get your feedback. Don't be shy about it. Share it with us if it has meant anything to you. And share with us ways in which we can improve these messages and how they reach you in your respective lives and respective places. We appreciate you so much. Thank you again, and enjoy your day, enjoy your life, and yes, embrace it as you journey along. It's the one life we're given, and this is our time to live it. Take care.